Today I just want to talk about, I just want to share my thought on the GSX 600 2008. I want to talk about like a couple things that I found kind of bothering me when I start riding this bike. Not saying that I don't like this bike, like this is an amazing motorcycle for me, but there are a couple things that I think I should point out. So when I first got the bike, because if you don't know, I came from a Ninja 400 to a GSX 600. Ninja 400 it's really friendly and local, and you know, it's pretty smooth throughout the gears, and the engine is pretty smooth. I think the GSX has an amazing engine, but there's significant amount of vibration at around 5,500 RPM. Like the whole thing vibrates at that RPM. And I check on forums, I check on YouTube. Seem like this is a pretty common issues that normally it will have. So that's something that, you know, you don't really stay on 5,500 RPM all the time. At local, probably at third gear, 5,500 RPM is pretty common. But you don't really stay at 5,500 RPM that often. But every time when you pass that RPM, like now, there's significant amount of vibration transferred to my hands. But that doesn't bother me so much, since every bike has vibration, right? And we're attached to it, so it makes sense. It just it's a little bit too much than what I would prefer. The second thing about vibration is the engine vibration through the foot peg, especially my right foot. On freeway, like I don't really use rear brake that much, so my right foot like stays in place all the time. Like just stay there throughout the ride. And I noticed that after, you know, because I commute quite far. Now after an hour of riding with that position, it's always my right foot that bothers me. It's just sore. It felt numb after I got out of bike. The third thing that I think bothers me a little bit is the sitting position. So GSX 600 has throughout the 600cc bikes has a lower sitting position. It's not as committing as the R6, let's say. That doesn't bother me too much. It's the fact that if I want to tuck in, I wanted to have some sort of a support against my back. So on the Ninja, the passenger seat, it's a little bit higher and it's a little bit closer to my back. So when I tuck in and move my ass backward, I can touch it. I can put my ass against it. So every time I accelerate, there's something that's holding my position. But not on the GSX. Like it doesn't matter how far I move back. I will never touch it. The fourth thing is this motorcycle. There's a few indicator light that's showing maybe you have 5 miles more. I don't know if it's 5 miles or 10 miles. But that drives me nuts. Of course, I know this before even I purchased this bike. But you know, in comparison, Ninja 400 has fuel gauge. You know, every time I see it, I know I have like I know the exact amount of how much fuel it's left in the tank, but not this. So basically, I need to refuel every day, every morning before I go to work, because I do 100 miles on freeway every day, and that kind of like, okay, that's the range this thing gets. I can probably squeeze another like 20 miles out of it, but it will never last me 2 days of commute, which is normal. I get it. I think the rest are the small stuff that I don't like about this bike. It doesn't bother me. It's just something that I want to point out. So the first thing is the taillight. The taillight design, you know, I like how it's integrated to the tail, but it's not necessarily timeless, right? When you buy something, you want to buy a timeless piece that after 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, it still looks pretty darn good. Not on this bike, in my opinion, because it's using older technologies. The taillights are pretty chunky. I'll put a picture here. They just look outdated. Doesn't matter how you do it. The body looks amazing. The body form language looks amazing. But the taillight's what throws it off, in my opinion. You probably didn't notice, but I recently replaced my mirrors. There are a couple of reasons why to replace the mirrors. The one thing and the main thing is because the factory mirrors on the left side are kind of like wobbles, and once it hit the wind on freeway, it kind of like bends it over and I can only see my chest instead of vehicles on my left side. So as a safety thing, I decided to, you know, buy a new one. And the reason why I buy this specific one is because it looks a little bit more streamlined. The form looks more modern, and it has you know, it's using LEDs instead of a traditional light bulb. So it just in general looks better than the factory old chunky, like almost circular mirror. Not saying that this is a better quality, it definitely isn't. At least it looks modern. One last thing that I don't like about this is the knee pad placement. So we all know we have tank pads, right? So when you brake, you have something to stop you. This bike, it's really a struggle looking for the right knee pad, because the sitting position is kind of like semi-aggressive, but more towards the relaxed side. So your knees are not really bent up. Therefore, the tank pad that's on the side here, you don't really get a chance to use it. Like, it's more of a, to me, like my body type, it's more of a decoration piece. And where my knees and thighs are touching is actually there's a black plastic piece like below the tank. And I tried to find on websites, just try to Google it, the knee pad for GSX R-600 on the 2008 model. There's just no, like, you can't find it. It's such a small piece, and I think one company that makes it is called Spec Tech or Tech Spec, and I think it's at $80 or $100. I just can't spend that much money on a knee pad. So instead of buying that, I just try to Google it and try to look at the side profile of that plastic piece. So I'll just look for the ones that looks like it will fit. And guess what? If you look up to Kawasaki Z800, like the tank pad, that's what I'm using now. So it cost me about like $9. I replaced the original, like the jelly-like tape to 3M, and stayed there forever. It's I think it's a good alternative. It doesn't look, I'll admit it, it doesn't look clean if you just buy all of the tech spec, but cheaper. Now you can't beat that. The downside is it does have Z800 logo on it, so yeah, if you don't look closely, you know, nobody will notice it, but it works. It's a huge difference though. Like that little piece makes my riding experience so much better. this is a short video. I just want to point out what I don't like about this bike. Not saying that I don't enjoy it. It's just there are small things that always bothers me. But definitely these reasons won't make me regret buying this bike because it is very amazing. I hope you guys like this video. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's any subjects that you want my opinion. Please leave a comment below. Alright guys, peace out. Don't forget to ride safe.